Hi guys, let us see why POI or the points of interest in why do we need to use a point of interest or POI in GSA and in general CDD. Okay, so let us go to the point. Uh, the first thing is to define the POI or the point of interest, and then in here I show all the hotel points in Singapore, and then you can see here also when you only focus on the hotels, and you can see the nature of service in Singapore already. So this part you have no hotels or maybe a little only. This is because they are the residential places, so they are mostly for Singaporeans. But then in this one, this area of the city, there are a lot of hotels because those are the places for tourists, and then also travelers like businessmen who just like come go to Singapore for their work. Okay, so these in general the POI or the point of interest can be the service point like hotels and schools and companies, but they can be also the residential points as well, like the houses, the building blocks, and then also the other private properties as well. As long as you have the point there, and then you can show the nature of the place. You can identify the place as well. Okay, so there are three things that I would like to emphasize for the POI in GSA. The first one is the source of density. So if you want to see the dense place and then the sparse places, and then you can use the POI as well. So let us see, this is the input. So you have a lot of hotels. In this case, I also show the hotels in Thailand as well. And then eventually, if you can use those points in order to estimate the density of Thailand. For example, in Bangkok, you have a lot of people. In Chiang Mai, you have a lot of people as well. Uh, there are uh, there are places with high density here because they are also big city of Thailand as well. But then there are also parts that you don't have people. So the density here is just to tell you the popular place, and then also the isolated place or like a rural place with not a lot of people. Okay, so this one normally is very important for businesses to schedule for the future. For example, if they want to open or they want to cover all the places of the country, of course they will cover the big city first and then the small city maybe later. If they see that even in the big city they don't they have enough demands already, and then they will move to smaller cities, right? So density is very important for business planning or business development. Okay. Alternatively, sorry, alternatively to the the POI density. So the POI density is like just the points on the internet, and then on the Google Maps, and then OpenStreetMap and the other maps as well. So this is one way to estimate density. But then the other way, which would be the nightlight and the telco density. So nightlight is normally you are based on the satellite image of the city. So basically it will be um, in it's not accurate in the sense that some in some places they just at night they don't have local any activity, then they turn off the light. But then for many big city they will they have the economic activities at night as well, so you can see the night. Telco is another one. So basically, if you uh, if you have the satellite map or the telco map, and then you can like Google, for example, they will they can estimate the mobile device in certain streets, and then in certain hours, then they can have they can measure the density in hours as well, not only in place but in hours. But then this one is not working in the rural area, because there are people in the rural area but they don't have access to mobile phones. They don't have money to buy a mobile phone. And then also sometimes, like, even when you have money but then you bring from the city to buy the mobile phone, but then you bring back to the rural area, and then you see, oh, actually the mobile phone doesn't work because they don't have enough towers there. And then this is always also the source of this is also the source of density as well. So in the places with a lot of cell phone, we assume that they have a lot of people. But then in the other one, we assume that we don't have people. Either we don't have people, or we have people but they don't have access to internet, and then also mobile phones as well. Okay. So that's the second, that's the first one, and then we move into the second one, which is the source of similarity. So this one is it just like to compare the city to city. For example, if you want to compare Bangkok to Saigon, you can count the number of hotels, number of banks, and the number of cinemas, and then the other places as well. And then you can compare the two cities. So this one, if you you are in machine learning, of course you are familiar with the back and forth model, and then also the Jagat index to compare the two histograms or two back and forths. And then this one is nothing new to you, but in the context of GSA, you have to be aware of the same process as well. In order to rank the two city or classify the two city, you can actually use the number of POI in order to characterize the city first, and then to compare the similarity between the two by just using the Jagat index. Okay. But then there are things that you can use the number of hotels or number of schools in order to characterize the place as well. So we go back to the first picture of Singapore, and then you can see here you can actually classify or divide the Singapore into two regions. The first region is for a citizen, only for those who stay long in here, and then the other one is just for travelers. Okay. And then the last one would be, this one is quite important to business development as well, in the sense that you can actually use the POI places in order to divide the market into segments or areas, and then you can eventually you can estimate the market share. Okay, so this one you need two things. The first thing is the customer points or the demand side, and then the second thing would be the competitor points or the supply side, right? And then after this one is a little bit complicated in terms of computational methods, but in terms of concepts, it's very simple. It's just like you can expand, or you can spread each customer point into different regions. So basically, this one is similar to say that you in one place. If I stay in one place here, I can accept to access to two services. For example, one in here, one in here, and then in this case, it's just the hard assignment, meaning that you divide the space into two segments by the nearest object. But in general, you don't have to do that, because in the one in the middle, you can share the market 50-50 depending on your pricing. So you start a price war, maybe you can lose the revenue, but then you gain a customer. Or depends on your format as well. For example, in this area you have a lot of young people, but your store format is very old, and then maybe you cannot earn, uh, you cannot attract young customers. Okay, so depends on many things, but you, in general, you can just assume that what in one place you can have many customers. Okay, so other than those two, other those three, there can be more application, but I think based on my understanding, they are just the three main sources, which is the density, and then the similarity, and then eventually the market share the for the CDD or the GSA deals. Okay, so if just contact us on different channels if you are interested in the topic, and also you're interested in working with us.